Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope everybody is doing great. Well, I am really excited to share this topic with you today. So, as you can see, the topic of today's talk is changing your expectations. And then in parentheses, I have never lower them, right? There's nothing creative about that. It really is just straight to the point. And here is how this came about. So many of you know, like when you're on YouTube, a lot of times based off the videos that you're watching, you'll get recommendations for something else, right? So I had this video pop up and I'll be honest, the name of it is what caught my attention. And basically it was talking about lowering your expectations. So that is one phrase or concept that I don't think I will ever find a circumstance where we should lower our expectations. So admittedly, I thought, okay, this has to be like a way to pull me in and then they're going to change it. But no, the person that was talking about it, I'm not going to say names or anything like that. I mean, credible profession and seemed like a credible person and all of those things. But this gentleman had a podcast, and in this particular one, he was talking about specifically women, single women on top of that, needing to get to a place where they lower their expectations for the man that they're looking for. And I'm gonna be honest, I felt some kind of way about that because I'm like, we don't really ever tell men to lower their expectations, but that's another topic for another day. But the whole point of the whole lower your expectations. And so I listened to about half of it, and then I was really trying objectively. I was really trying to use my sociological brain of where I'm able to hear and see things objectively. And I was trying so hard to get it, and just be in agreement. And I never got there. And I wholeheartedly just disagreed 100%. I'm not a commenter on social media or YouTube or anything like that. But if there was going to be a time I was going to comment, it probably would have been that one. But I just did not agree. And it was what he said it was, that a lot of times women have these crazy high expectations for a man. And then, it might be time that they lower them. And I just... Obviously, I felt some kind of way about that. But here's what I thought, and I kept thinking it while I was listening to it. I was thinking, how about we say change instead of lower? That I can get around. That is something I've experienced, and I would even give out that advice, as I'm doing, to maybe individuals that I mentor or something of that nature, because yes, there are going to be plenty of times, talking from experience, where you will have to change your expectations. And now as I'm kind of talking this out loud, I could even see myself doing a series on expectations, because there's a lot to cover with just that concept that I can't do in the next 2 or 3 minutes. But lowering expectations should never, ever be a thing. I don't care if you're talking about relationships, and it doesn't even have to just be romantic relationships, platonic relationships, your friendships, work relationships, in your job, I can't think of one area of life where lowering our expectations should be okay. Now, life is going to throw stuff at us unexpectedly. I'm kind of in that season right now where some things have been thrown unexpectedly, and I'm having to adapt and assimilate and adjust. So yeah, my expectations of where I thought I would be in life and all of those things, they have changed over time. And that's just something that comes with getting older, for my students, my former students who maybe watch this, that, you're younger, you'll learn that as you get older, you will have to adapt, adjust, assimilate, AKA adjust your expectations. But I would encourage you, if you are in different areas of life, in different seasons of life, and maybe things aren't going the way you had hoped, and even in your romantic relationships too, this is all encompassing, guys, right? So even if it's not going the way you hoped or planned, maybe it's time to sit down, maybe pen to paper, and adjust your expectations, changing them 100%. We all have to do that. Sometimes we go through seasons where doors are shut in our face, and, it's frustrating and it brings anxiety and fear and all of those things. But that's not a time for us to say, you know what, I'm going to lower my expectations. I know I have all this to offer, but I'm going to minimize that just so I can get in a relationship, or just so I can get this job, or just so I can fill in the blank, right? So the encouragement that I have for you today is if you are in a place in your life and maybe things aren't going exactly the way you want, please, please, please do not lower your expectations. It might be some adjusting. There's one phrase that I hear oftentimes faith-wise, and it's like, if you want to make God laugh, write your plans down in pen instead of pencil, right? Because there's going to be times where we got to get that pencil and we got to erase and adjust and all of those things. So we have to learn to adjust. We have to learn to assimilate. And when we adjust our expectations, it actually helps us too, because we're not as likely to be as disappointed as we possibly could be, So like I said, I hope that helps somebody. Y'all know my thing. If it helps one person, then I've done my job. So I hope you have a wonderful week or weekend. Do not lower your expectations. And I will see you on the next video.